Everyone wants to get bigger biceps. From the guy who just set foot in the gym for the first time and is banging away at sets of bicep curls, to an advanced bodybuilder who is trying to add a slight bit of definition to his arms. Nothing screams "I lift" better than a nice pair of biceps. If you want to take your bicep game to the next level, then you've come to the right place. What's going on, Buff Army, and welcome to my channel Fluff to Buff. First of all, let's briefly discuss the function and the anatomy of the biceps. The biceps has two heads, hence the name biceps, and lies on the upper arm, so between your shoulder and your elbow. The long head of the biceps, which is the outer head, is responsible for that peak which we all desire. The long head is what gives your biceps that sleeve popping muscular look, so we will focus more on the long head in our workouts. And the short head of the biceps, the inner head, contributes more to the overall thickness of the bicep. As you can see over here, there's a slight separation between the long head and the short head of the biceps. The main function of the biceps is the flexion of the forearm, so bending your elbows and bringing your hand up towards your shoulder. And the second function of the biceps is supination, so twisting of the hand and forearm. So if you have your hand facing down and you twist it so it faces up, you can see and feel the bicep flexing. The first exercise that you must be doing to grow your biceps is the chin-up. The chin-up is a compound exercise which uses both your biceps and your back muscles. Compound movements are extremely beneficial for muscle growth as they allow you to lift the most amount of weight, effectively overloading the muscle, resulting in hypertrophy and building raw strength. A good example of this would be to look at gymnasts. They have some of the most impressive looking biceps. However, they do not do a lot of direct bicep work. Their bicep development is accredited with pull-ups and chin-ups. Pull-ups also work your biceps, but to a much lesser extent compared to the chin-ups. In pull-ups, your hands are pronated, whereas in chin-ups, your hands are supinated, which places the biceps in a stronger line of pull and puts a greater amount of stress on them. When doing the chin-ups, keep your hands closer than shoulder width apart and control the movement. Go all the way down on each rep. Do not do this. If you are able to do over 10 to 12 chin-ups, then add some weight, either by using a belt or holding a dumbbell with your feet as I'm doing here, and do 3 to 4 sets of weighted chin-ups. Exercise number 2 for those sick arm gains is the old school barbell cook. Stand upright with your feet shoulder width apart. Grab a barbell using a supinated grip, so palms facing in front, and curl the bar upwards towards your shoulders. Use a narrower grip to target the long head of your biceps more. Or use an easy bar, again with a narrow grip. Using an easy bar alleviates some of the stress from your wrists in case you have bad wrists. Use strict form throughout the movement. However, you can and should go fairly heavy on this exercise, and if you do end up using a bit of momentum, it's completely fine. But don't go overboard and start thrusting the bar up with your hips. Exercise number 3, the standing dumbbell curl. Instead of the traditional dumbbell curl in which you keep your hands supinated throughout the movement, try to twist the dumbbell as you come up. So start off with a neutral grip, hands by your sides. Begin lifting the dumbbell up, and as you come up, curl and twist your forearm. At the top of the movement, your hands should be facing slightly outwards. Doing this activates your biceps to a greater extent and gives you a better contraction. As I mentioned earlier in the video, one of the main functions of the biceps is the twisting of the forearm. So give this variation of the dumbbell curl a try. You will definitely feel it better in your biceps. Exercise number 4, the overhead cable curl, or the reverse incline dumbbell curl. By doing this exercise, you fully isolate the biceps. The front deltoid muscle cannot help in bringing the weight up in this position. Also, the peak contraction you will get at the top of the movement will help accentuate your biceps. To do the cable curl, use a high cable attachment on a cable machine. Extend your arm outwards and curl towards your shoulder. Don't go heavy on this exercise and focus more on the contraction. you must give this exercise a try. The pump which you will get from this, it's insane. If you don't have a cable machine or you want to try a different variation, another great exercise which is an alternative to this one is the reverse incline dumbbell curl. This exercise also isolates the biceps by removing the front delt from the movement. To do this, lie chest down on an inclined bench, arms by the side of the bench. Use a supinated grip, and as we did with the standing dumbbell curls, try to twist your hands slightly at the top of the movement for a better contraction of the bicep. Again, don't go too heavy and focus more on that contraction. The reason we are using a supinated grip in all of the exercises is because the biceps are fully contracted in this position. Whereas in the pronated position, the biceps are only partially contracted and the forearms do more work. But you should use the pronated position to do certain exercises in order to focus more on your forearms. However, for this video, we are only focusing on the biceps. Thanks a lot for watching, and the next time you're in the gym, give this bicep workout a try.